Every new year the Earth makes a revolution around the sun. But if you subscribe to the idea of a flat Earth, then you'd believe that no such thing happened, because the sun rotates in a circle around the sky. Humans have known for thousands of years that the Earth is round, yet the notion of a flat Earth refuses to die. The Flat Earth Society and some celebrities, notably an NBA player Kyrie Irving, claim to have such ideas. But what if Earth were flat? Would it function at all? Whether there are any advantages to living on a strange disk with the sun and moon rotating overhead like a cosmic carousel. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. On spherical Earth, gravity tugs equally on objects no matter where in the world they are. For Earth to take the shape of a flat disk in the first place, gravity must have no effect. If it did, it would soon pull the planet back into a spheroid. A flat Earth may have no gravity at all, as a solid disk like Earth is impossible under actual gravity conditions. Or perhaps on a flat Earth, gravity would pull everything to the center of the disk, the North Pole. In such case, the farther you are from the North Pole, the more horizontal the gravitational pull towards the center of the disk. This would wreak havoc worldwide, but at the very least, the world-long jump record would be easily broken. Without gravity, flat Earth would be unable to maintain the layer of gases known as the atmosphere. This barrier that surrounds our planet is held in place by gravity. Without this protective blanket, Earth's skies would be dark because light emitted by the sun would no longer scatter as it entered the Earth's atmosphere, painting the skies the familiar blue we see today. The loss of air pressure would expose plants and animals to the vacuum of space, causing asphyxiation in seconds. If gravity pulls towards the center of the planetary disk, which in this case is the North Pole, precipitation will likewise gravitate there. This is because precipitation falls to Earth due to gravity and will hence gravitate towards the point of greater gravitational pull. Only at the center of the disk would weather behave like it does on Earth, dropping straight down. The farther you travel, the more horizontal the precipitation will be. Water from rivers and seas would likewise flow towards the North Pole, resulting in massive bulging oceans at the planet's center and virtually no water at the outskirts. Likely, satellites would not exist if the Earth were flat, as they would have trouble orbiting a flat plane. There are several satellite missions that society depends on that just wouldn't work, and GPS would also not work on a flat Earth. We rely on global navigation satellite systems for everything from phone GPS services to travel information and supermarket just-in-time stock management to ensure produce arrives as fresh and swiftly as possible. Critically, emergency services use GPS to locate callers based on their phone signal. Satellite communications could potentially save your life. It's hard to imagine a world without GPS, suffice it to say we'd be lost. On the upside, at least on flat Earth, humans would have the horizontal reign to point us in the right, north direction. Longer travel times are to be expected, not only because of no GPS navigation, but also due to the distances we would need to cover. According to flat Earth beliefs, the Arctic is in the center of the planet, with Antarctica forming a massive ice wall around the perimeter, which efficiently prevents people from literally falling off the face of the Earth. However, if you are unable to fly around the globe and are forced to fly across it, journey times would increase dramatically. You can also forget about journeys across Antarctica because the ice wall would hinder such travel. On spherical Earth, the swirling molten metal surrounding our iron core generates electric currents that in turn create our protective magnetic field, which curves around the planet from one pole to the other. But on a flat Earth, without a solid core, the magnetosphere would cease to exist. And so would auroras. These sky shows form when charged particles from the sun bump into oxygen and nitrogen molecules in the magnetosphere, where they release energy in the form of incredible aurora light shows. Even so, the absence of auroras would be the least of our worries, as Earth would no longer be protected from solar winds. Earth and everything on its surface would be bombarded with harmful solar radiation, leaving a barren world akin to our neighbor Mars. A flat Earth would not be split into hemispheres like it is on our current orb, so night and day wouldn't be flip-flopped depending on whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. It sure would make stargazing easier, as you wouldn't have to travel to a different hemisphere to tick off all the targets on your astronomy bucket list. But isn't that part of the fun? Every year, hurricanes cause unprecedented damage. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey alone caused $125 billion worth of damage to the U.S. The devastating rotating nature of these tropical storms stems from Earth's Coriolis effect, which causes storms in the northern hemisphere to rotate counterclockwise and those in the southern hemisphere to rotate clockwise. However, on stationary, flat Earth, no Coriolis effect would be generated. No Coriolis means no hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones. That's it for today's video. Stay safe and healthy.